The Esoterica of Power. Why do some people seek power so ardently? And why do some who have positions of power or authority seek to cling to them in such a way that they would harm those that they serve? Why is it that power seems so attractive? What makes power so addictive? People do not understand this often because they think of the privileges that come with power, but there are very few real privileges that come with power. Responsibilities come with power, and for every privilege that one thinks can be gained, there is also a disadvantage. There are those who would seek to unseat others who are in power. There are schemes always whirling about those who are in power. Why would anyone want to be in such a position? To understand such, you must understand the human body or soul, the essence of the human being. In most of the Western traditions, you are taught that the person is a living, breathing soul, or that the person is a body with a soul. Things are divided very simply. You may go as far in some traditions as to say there is a body, a soul, and a spirit that sustains all of that. But when you look into the Eastern traditions, when you see what the person really is, you realize why power suddenly seems so addictive. The body is not merely the physical, for the body is layers. The essence of the being is layers. The person is layers. That which you would call the soul is layered. There are 5 bodies, if you wish to call them such. There is the physical body within which each individual dwells. Then there is the electric body. Some people think of this as the ethereal or the astral body. But why do they think of it as ethereal or astral or electric? It is because it is energy. It is the energy body. Then beyond that, there is the mind body or the thought body, whatever you wish to call it. And these 3 are what people most know. Then there is the 4th. It is the transitional body. It is that body which touches the bliss body and the other 3 bodies. It is the body that touches both the physical and mental and electric bodies, and that touches the divine. So that then is the bridge between what you are and divinity, all that you would call divinity. And then there is finally the bliss body. Why is it called the bliss body. It is called the bliss body because when people touch it, when people go beyond the transitional body and touch the next essence of being, they experience divine bliss. Now, that being the fifth body, we could again begin to break that down and enumerate divisions above that, but we will not do so because the furthest that can be truly comprehended is the thought body. So it is pointless to give you divisions beyond that. Suffice it to say, the reason you call it the bliss body or the joy body is because when you touch it, you experience bliss. You experience the divine. You call many things something other than what they are because they are simply descriptive. So, when you meditate and you touch that divinity, it is an experience that people seek for a lifetime. And if they experience it just once, they consider themselves lucky. And those few of us who walk in that bliss and can go in and out of it, we have no need for power. We have no concern about the things that you worry about day to day. But how does this fivefold expression of the being actually relate to those who seek power? It is very simple. For those who have not touched the divine, who have not experienced sheer bliss, power or fame can be the next best thing, but it is something that can only be experienced while it is held. For what happens when one runs for a political office and starts to become successful? What happens to a movie star on screen? And what creates superstar singers? It is the energies of the crowds. It is the energies of the people beginning to focus on them. And at first it may just be the energy of people in the room. But as power or fame grows, more and more people begin to identify with that person, begin to take that person into positive or negative thoughts, and all of this energy is projected as an ocean, as a tsunami, towards the person who is seeking or in power. And they feel that energy. That energy is overwhelming. That energy fills them. That is often the energy that moves through them and seems to make them great, so other people turn and send even more energy that direction. Now, this energy that is being sent is mostly the electric or mind energy, the two combined. very little of it would come from the bliss or transitional for the people who are experiencing such, are not concerned with trivial things such as earthly power. But there is also some physical energy transmitted. People waving signs and gatherings and jumping up and down and dancing and swaying rhythmically. But all of this energy is projected onto the person, and that is as close as they have ever come or may ever come in this incarnation to experiencing true bliss. That energy is just dumped on them in wave after wave. So much so that if they think they're going to lose power, rather than hold to the truth, rather than be a moral person, they will be anything. They will do anything to continue to feel that energy waving over them, flooding over them. This is why power is so addictive. This is why people you have trusted when they come to positions of power often fail and compromise their very essence of being, and their character is so overwhelmed. Of course, we would ask you, if that same energy came upon you and then someone said to you, we're going to take it away, we will just take it away. That warm energy in which you are bathing, that beautiful power within which you are bathing is suddenly going to become cold. It would be like suddenly being thrust into a spiritual bucket of ice. So before you condemn those who are trying so desperately to hold power, ask yourself something very important. How would you respond if you were within the divine essence, or thought you were, and you had the surrounding of energy, and suddenly you knew you were going to be stripped of it, that you were going to be dunked into the cold winter from whence you came? And understand that these people, having not experienced divinity, this is the substitute. This is what they think is the divine flooding over them. This is why kings and queens have thought they have ruled by divine right. This is why so many people, even in evangelical communities, say leaders are divinely anointed. They see that energy upon them, and when they come into that person's presence, they can feel that energy flowing through them. But what they are feeling is not divine energy. What they are feeling is the collective energies that have been placed upon that person. And in extreme cases, when you take those who, like Mussolini or Hitler or Pol Pot, were raised in extremely underprivileged conditions, and then suddenly, without meditation or prayer, have this energy thrust upon them, how are they to know what it is that they are experiencing. Should we name those who are now throughout the world and in individual nations experiencing the same and acting upon the same? Is it really necessary? We urge you, each of you, to meditate and pray. For if you find divine union, divine bliss, if you touch it even for a second, you would never strive for earthly power, for it is so inferior. What else is there to know? This is the Esoterica of Power. We leave you with blessings and with peace. Peace be with each of you.